So these numbers are encoded in Nolan's cross. Next slide. The numbers of Nolan's cross are encoded in many, many sacred sites all around the world. Encoded in Chartres Cathedral, encoded in Roslin Chapel, they're encoded in Temple Mount. If you look at the measurements of these sacred sites, you will find these same numbers repeated again and again and again around the world. Next slide. So when you see these numbers, you're going to start to see a pattern form, and these numbers will be a key to understanding the treasure of Oak Island. So how does this work with Nolan's cross? Well, let's go to the next slide and I'll show you. So these are my measurements of Nolan's cross. The short axis had a length of 720 feet. 720 feet could be broken down into two 360-foot lengths. The long axis was measured at 864 feet. I looked at the head of the cross, and it was extremely close to the 144 sacred number. And then from the center, we got 432 feet. And at the bottom, we have 288 feet. All of our sacred numbers now appear in Nolan's cross.
Wow. It's quite amazing.
So let's take a look at some of the hidden geometry in Nolan's cross. Next slide. If we look at Nolan's cross, at the bottom of it, we can see a square, 720 feet by 720 feet. Now, the square would have a perimeter of 2,880 feet, which recalls the 288 sacred number that we've seen before. We could inscribe a circle in this square, and the circle would have a diameter of 720 feet. Convert it to inches, 8,640 inches. Also, we have a 360-foot radius, 4,320 inches. Again, repeating these numbers endlessly. All of this cannot be happenstance. It has to be planned. So, how's Nolan's cross going to give us a money pit solution? Let's take a look at the next slide. Well, if you take Nolan's cross and you go to cone A, and we create a circle which has a radius of 864 feet, matching the long axis of Nolan's cross. Recall that one of our sacred numbers is 864. Next, we're going to draw a point from cone C through cone A, and we're going to extend that purple line all the way out to the green circle. Next, we're going to draw a line from the long axis of Nolan's cross, the yellow line, all the way up to the circle. If you then draw a line due south, again, intersects perfectly with the purple line from cone C through cone A. Next, recall we have a square at the bottom of Nolan's cross, 720 feet by 720 feet. If we go to the center of that square and we draw a line from that square through cone B all the way out to the green circle. Finally, if you take a line from cone E through the large boulder in Smith's Cove, again, perfectly intersecting at that point. Now you have 4 lines perfectly intersecting at the money pit. So this is my money pit location. It's just west of the garden shaft.
Wow. X marks the spot.